This is the diesel Metro Blue, the Metro Link line, San Bernardino, Los Angeles.
So that's the 10 freeway. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
San Bernardino, Interstate 10, whichever you prefer. I'm sure they're named it after somebody, a name that I don't know or don't recognize.
Yeah, her family owned the house. You see where it says New Avenue exit?
Yes?
You take that exit, you go across the street, New Avenue.
Yes.
And their backyard was right there.
Was?
Was.
That was San Diego Boulevard. Because they made our backyard had a field, and they made the exit that went on, or the entrance that went on to the
Oh, okay. So they eminent domained your house? Yes.
No, we still had our house there, but the freeway.
The backyard was.
The back.
Oh, that's
backyard
nice.
was there, but we could hear them going on.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember
Non-stop.
looking at the red cars, and we'd go up there and we'd wave at
Oh, so you lived there when this was Ramona Expressway. Oh, okay, that's quite different. It didn't look anything like that. There was a 2-lane in each direction, which was what the Interstate 10 was before it was a freeway. It was the Ramona Expressway. There's a whole website about the Ramona Expressway. Okay, Long Beach again. One of the few places where you can find a red car photo, you can exactly emulate it with today's blue line. And it's hard to see on this projection, but the clue here is the customs building / post office that's there. It is right there. And again, this is at 10 blocks away from that accident. This is up in Ontario, California. Euclid Avenue is here, and this is Holt Boulevard, and we're looking north. This hotel, whose name escapes me at the moment, is seen right there. Covina, at the intersection of Citrus, runs north to south, and Padillo. This is one of the early Monrovia Glendora cars. And we're guessing, we had some people look at this photo, and by looking at the car, they're guessing that this was about 1908, 1909. And somehow or another, they can tell by the wheel or what's going on in this area. I'm not a car expert, but Dave Garcia at the Orange Empire Museum looked at that and dated the photo for me. So we're going to go with 1908. By the way, this building here is not the exact same building, although it looks similar. They tore this down. They were going to restore that structure, but it was so cost prohibitive, it was cheaper just to build a new building that was a replica. So that's what we did. This is the Riverside Station in Riverside, California, and boy, I forgot to put the names of these two streets here. I think this was, this is 3rd Street, and oh gosh, Magnolia. This is the Riverside Fox Theater, and this is about 1935, 36, somewhere like that. It's interesting to think that there were guys that a lot of these photos came from, like this particular image was shot by a guy named Charles D. Savage, who was lived in San Francisco and worked for Western Union, and his hobby was to travel around California and photograph railroads. Now this is in the mid-1930s, and wow, that was kind of an interesting thing to do. So I haven't been able to determine whether he was a photographer or he was a rail fan guy that liked trains that photographed. I've yet to find a family member that could tell me that. But the guy has hundreds and thousands of images, oh, not thousands, but quite a few images out there of railroads, and they're all spectacular. But he was not a professional photographer. But he left quite a legacy behind for us to enjoy, which is why we want to put them on the site, because there's such a wealth of information in these images that it's a shame that nobody's seen them.
Who has possession of the collection?
I don't know. We have a print from the collection, and we'd like to contact a family member, but we can't find it. The Beacons building on Santa Monica Boulevard at Croft. Again, it's turned into some tile company, flooring company. This is about 1951 and 52.
Beacons had a chain of.
Yes, they did. They were
buildings all over Los Angeles.
They were what's that, public storage? Yeah, public storage, was that?
Yeah, well, they had a couple things. They had archival services.
Yeah, the records keeping. Well, they went into record keeping later, but
they stored the old movie film too.
Right. Right, but that was, the Beacons was the public storage of their era.
Right.
And they also did moving and transfer. Oh, I forgot to talk about that one. San Gabriel Mission. This is a Tilton Trolleys tour. This car was not owned by the Pacific Electric. It was something, it might have been leased to these people. And they had a series of tours that you could take by trolley that would start in the morning at the 6th Main Station and go out to Riverside or a predetermined route where you could tour and go through the orange groves and visit the ostrich farm and all kinds of tourist activities that they had developed along the line. And this died pretty early on and was taken over by bus tours. But it was a private concern that operated on the Pacific Electric, and we find these gentlemen at the San Gabriel Mission, which they had a track that went down for the tour. This is the Santa Fe Station in San Bernardino. Just recently restored. They have quite a few events that are rail related in this building today. I did not notice this until I got home and I was fiddling with the image and converting it from, color to black and white. But on the streetcar here it says Colton, and on the bus here it says Colton. It's the same route. It's just a bus. So, oh well. This is one of the photos from our book. This again was shot by Mr. Charles D. Savage. And this was just toward the end, about 1940, when this Redondo Beach line was just about to end its service. And for whatever reason, I haven't found out yet, he took it upon himself to go to this location and make this picture of the car headed inbound to Los Angeles. Playa del Rey is just right up here, by the way, which had a station where he was probably going to make a quick stop. So he headed, I guess you'd say northbound along the shore here. And as Yoko so pointed out to me, look how close the water is.
I was going to say, wouldn't that be a marvelous ride?
Oh, well, yeah, and the other thing that's interesting that I'm told is that because the tracks were in the sand, it had sort of like this cushioning, noise dampening effect. So you would glide along the tracks and you wouldn't hear the clack, 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 clack. It was just kind of smooth and nice and quiet. In fact, you wouldn't hear the train coming. So you had to be careful not to get hit. Yes, ma'am. Oh, are we running out of time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is our last series. That's what it looks like today. Approximate location. Built up sand berm, Marina del Rey here in the background, Santa Monica Mountains, and there's two locations together, and there you go.
Oh, that's the
Oh, there
cover.
it is.
That's the cover of the book. And so goes it. We're done.
Wow.
Do we have time for questions? Or are we?
Yeah, no, why don't we kind of make it informal? We have
Okay.
time for question and answers. We also have sandwiches and water for your enjoyment. So ask Steve whatever you want to, and we will be offering a tour in about 10 minutes if you'd like to go through the Adobe.
Okay.
So, Q&A.
We are on a very historic site here. This was one of the first air races in the United States in
Right.
Dominguez Hills. Do you have any pictures of them coming to the ring, coming on the